Here's the context. So this is the support level formed during the non-regular trading hours during the Globex period. So here's a support level. And during the US opening session, here is the US session, and we see that there is a strong reaction down, actually just break below this support level. So should you just enter the breakout and just bet on a continuation to the downside, or should you just bet against it and just trade the false type of the breakout or the spring type of the action? So let's have a quick look here. So if you just take the breakout, likely you'll get stopped out because this is actually a false breakout. So in the trade review section, I'll be showing you how to actually avoid this type of the false breakout and to even profit from it. Hi, my name is Ming Jong and welcome to another episode of the daily market analysis for the S&P 500 E-mini futures for the session of 11th of November. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the market recap from yesterday's session and also possible trade reviews in the 3 minutes time frame, which I will include the entry, the exits, and also the rationale behind. So in this case, I'll be sharing with you how to avoid the false breakout and to even profit from it. So do watch out for that. And going forward, I will also share my trading plan together with the levels that I'm watching for the session later. So let's just get started. So let me just first of all get back to the daily time frame and let's talk about what's happening from yesterday's session. So as you can see in this daily chart, so yesterday we have a kind of a very tight range. So here is the strong rejection tail, and also yesterday we have seen demand tail and no follow through to the downside. So that actually just shows a relatively constructive sign for the bullish scenario. However, we are still not out of wood yet, so we still need to pay attention to how the price action evolve. But so far we see that the volume is relatively high, but the good thing is that we did not see a big spread bearish bar to continue to the downside and eventually just take out this bullish bar right here. So let me get down to the hourly time frame and let's talk about market from yesterday in more detail. So you can see that right after this relatively sharp profit taking or the sell-off with a spike of the supply, and yesterday's session we have a relatively still high volume, but look at the spread and also the tight range here. So prior to the US opening session during the Globex period, still the volatility is not that great. In fact, we still only have a bit of the move down followed by rally up. So effectively probably just break out from this falling wedge and into the trading range at the moment. So right now we are still in this relatively tight trading range with the immediate support and resistance level as pointed out here, which I will just explain a bit more during the market outlook in the later part of the video. So not too much happening, but one thing that pops my eye is definitely this false breakout. So you can see that that's the support formed during the Globex period. That's the swing low, and that's the false breakout during the US session. And right after the false breakout, we see an attempt to rally up, although it didn't really go too far. At least you can just take a swing up if you catch that. So let me just get down to the 3 minutes time frame and let's talk about how to actually avoid that kind of the false breakout, or even you can profit from that type of the false breakout. So before I dive into the false breakout setup, let me just give you a bit of the context. Okay, so the context is relatively straightforward. So we have a sharp sell-off session, or eventually as a reaction down, and followed by a technical rally, and that actually forms the support and resistance for this trading range. So In my video yesterday, I do talk about a possible scenario if we can just short near the resistance level at around 35.60, or even if the price can go back up to this level, the all-time high level previously, 35.87 or 35.90, then possible rejection, and that could form a good short entry as well. But nevertheless, the price actually just consolidated within this tight range, so there's actually some potential trade happening during the London session and also one during the US session. That's the false breakout. So let me just focus on the false breakout here. So you can just rely on the support level form, because whenever the price approaching support, there is only two things can happen. So here is the support form during the US session, that's from the swing low and also the Globex period low. So two things can happen. One is actually a breakout and the other is a false breakout. So which way should you bet on? I mean, the answer is very simple. If you have no idea or how to interpret the volume, like the volume here actually can tell you a lot of things. For example, like we just compare these two bar alone, like this, the last bearish bar and also this big spread bar, we can definitely see effort versus results, suggest that demand come in this last bar here. But anyway, let's just skip the volume for now. Let's just pretend that you have totally no idea there's volume exists, or you have totally no idea how to interpret the volume. So how can you actually bet on this type of the situation? Whether you should just trade the breakout, enter it right there, or should you just bet on a reversal type of a trade to anticipate this is a false breakout? So the answer is very simple. So first of all, let's take a look here. So that's the support level form right there, and you can see that we definitely have a commitment below this support. So in order to avoid the false breakout, because at this point when the breakout happened, we have no idea whether it will succeed or not, or it will turn out to become a false breakout. So the easiest way is to avoid the first breakout. So always avoid the first breakout, because the first breakout will always tend to draw a lot of the supply or demand. So in this case, it's a breakdown to the downside, breakout to the downside, so it will draw up some demand in this case. So the spike of the volume here actually consists of demand. So always avoid the first breakout and then wait for a test. So a test, I mean, is a pullback. So let's just assume that this is a test. So we see a rally up. So until this point, there still could have a chance for the price to travel down and break down again. So we'll just wait for the second breakout. So this is the first breakout. We want to avoid that. And we always want to wait for a test and then to trade only the second breakout. Then in this case, you can easily avoid the false breakout in this case. So if you just think this, like we still have one level, but this is a relatively small level in the middle of somewhere. So let's just say that if you want to take this type of the breakout, so let's stick to the rules. We avoid the first breakout right here. So you can see that there's the support, 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 support again. So now the support has been broken right there. So if like what I mentioned just now, we avoid the first breakout right there and we wait for the second breakout. So right after the breakout, you can see that it actually ran out for quite a bit, from about 35.20 to around 35.08, and we still want to wait for a test. So here's the test. So in this case, we still want to trade the second breakout, which is right there around 35.08. So you can see that the price never actually just travel back again to break this. So in this case, you should avoid this type of the breakout. So I think that is quite a safe bet if we just avoid the first breakout and always wait for a test and then continuation to the downside, and we only want to take the second breakout. So in this case, you can always avoid the false breakout. And now I'm going to show you how to actually take advantage of this kind of the false breakout. So let's say that at this point you still want to trade a breakout, but you're not sure. So you wait for a test and you still anticipate some kind of the continuation to the downside. So you wait here for the second breakout. But nevertheless, it never happened. But instead, you can see that here comes a shadow type of the reaction. And eventually, instead of coming down here, going to test the low and then break out, it just break out to the upside here. So this is one of the possible trade that you can take to bet on the false type of the breakout. So that's the support, and if we base on the volume spread analysis, then probably for the early entry you probably can take this big spread bullish bar as your entry, or even if you are very aggressive, just based on the spike of the volume at the support level alone, probably can take this. But definitely for the confirmation wise, right after this breakout, so at the close of this bullish bar, that's the confirmation for a false breakout trade. So because we have a false breakout right here, and we have a good rally up followed by a shallow type of a pullback, and eventually this bullish bar that break out of this small trading range actually confirm this is a false breakout. So this is how you can profit from it, despite a bit late entry right there, but you still can ride on this swing up. Let's take a look there. So you can see that this swing actually just take us to the previous swing high level here, or even here. So definitely there are still quite a lot of the profit to ride to the upside. So now you know that how to avoid the false breakout, and even to take profit and to take advantage and profit from the false type of the breakout. So that's the trade review. And by the way, I did not take this false breakout because it's quite of late at my time zone, about 11:50 p.m. at my time zone. So definitely no trade for me for yesterday's session. Alright, so let me just get down to the hourly time frame and let's talk about the current market condition. So right now, I think we are still within a very tight trading range here. So here's the trading range from around 35.10 to around 35.60. So here's the tight range. So there's still possibility that we still can expect the price to consolidate further within the tight range. Otherwise, if it just have a breakout, then probably we'll just go back and test this level around 3600, or this exact level is around 35.87. So definitely for my plan later, these two levels is still the two levels that I'm watching, about 35.60 for potential short entry if there's rejection, or if it just come back down and rebound again with this type of a scenario, false breakout, then that could become long scenario. Otherwise, another level is somewhere around 3600 or 35.87. So look for potential rejection because that's the previous supply zone or the breakdown bar. So you can just go back and test this breakdown bar. So we just need to let the market show its true action to tell us, so we can proceed accordingly. And another possibility that I actually anticipate right now is assuming that this day during this profit taking is purely profit taking and possible rotation out from the Nasdaq into maybe Russell or Dow, like I mentioned I think in my video yesterday. In that case, then we probably can consider some kind of the consolidation here, and eventually it will probably resolve itself and then keep breaking out further. Otherwise, if further weakness show up, I think that probably another level or bigger level to watch is somewhere around 34.50. So that will be the immediate support zone. So let me zoom out a bit so you can see that that is the support zone. So that will be somewhere around 34.25 to around 34.50. So that could still be a support zone. So we could just bounce up from there and then form a higher low. So in this case, still it's not bearish at all. It's still a higher low and you can just consolidate from there. Alright, so I talk about my trading plan for the later, and just watch out for the key levels like 35.60 or maybe 3600 level, or for the support is somewhere around 35.10. Just look for the key reversal and then trade accordingly. This is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. So if you'd like to learn more on how to increase your winning rate, definitely watch the video that show on the screen right now, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also join my email list so that you get my personal watch list for stocks for position trading or even swing trading. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon.